Hey everyone, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to discuss about ask before answering prompt and why we need to understand better prompting techniques. The reason being that just imagine you went to get your clothes stitched to a tailor and you have just asked a tailor to stitch the clothes without giving the size, the requirement, any specific occasion that you are wearing that clothes for. So imagine what sort of clothes you will get from that tailor. So similar concept applies to the generative AI, and that's why I'm focusing too much on different techniques of getting better answers, and ask before answer is one of that great techniques wherein you will get better answers, not the generic answers. You will get specific better answers as per your need. Now many people, when they go and ask question with the generative AI, it's more general. So generic prompts, you will get generic answers. But if you want specific, if you want to train the AI to get the specific answers, you have to ask the right questions first. That's the first and foremost thing. You have to make sure that you are asking the right set of questions. Now what exactly this ask before answering prompting is all about? It's a technique where you interact or you instruct the generative AI to first think, ask the clarifying questions to you before it goes and straight away answers. For example, if I used to ask a very general question, right? So for example, what is software testing? Okay. So obviously the answer will be really generic and general because the prompt is simple and general. Prompt is generic. So the answer will be generic as well. Now, if I have to specifically get the details of software testing in some context, or I want the AI or generative AI, the large language model, to think before answering, then I have to ask a better prompt. So what exactly the ask before answer prompt is all about? It's making sure that your AI responds as per your context and in your requirement. Now, what are some of the benefits? It will improve the accuracy, it will reduce any of the ambiguity that you will have in the answers, and it's kind of a assistant wherein it's a person, a human being. You are specifying, you are asking the question to that human being, and it's like the conversation is flowing across those two people. It's not somebody or just a kind of search engine answer that you will be getting. Okay. Now, how the ask before answering prompt will look like, or how you will be able to start. So if you see my screen, you will be having, or you will ask something. You are an expert in certain topic. Before answering, ask me 2-3 clarifying questions to better understand my request, right? So for example, now in order to make the generative AI think, I'll just say I'm an expert in, say for example, I took an example of the software testing. So I'll say I'm an expert in software testing. Before answering, ask me 2-3 clarifying questions to better understand my request. Now let me send this and see what the response is. So you'll see, got it. Since you would like me to tailor the answer, let me ask few clarifying questions first. So straight away you will see the difference in the answer. Are you asking what is software testing from a beginner's perspective, like a fresher interview prep, or a professional perspective, deep technical explanation? Do you want the explanation to be short and crisp, one-liner definition, or a detailed breakdown with examples and types? Is your focus on manual testing, automation testing, or a general overview of both? Now you are asking the large language model or generative AI to think deeper, because what you have specifically mentioned that you are an expert in software testing. Before answering, you ask me 2-3 clarifying questions to better understand the request, and that's what it has asked. Now I'll go ahead and I'll straight away answer those questions to get better answer. So I'll say from a professional perspective, right? Because I don't want generic answer, I want specific answer from the professional perspective. So professional perspective. Then the next one is short and crisp or detailed breakdown with example type. So I'll just copy. I'll say detailed breakdown with examples and types. And then, is your focus on manual testing, automation testing, or a general overview of both? I'll say I'm looking more into the automation testing because my requirement is from the automation testing perspective. So I'll answer these questions, and now you will see the response from the generative AI from ChatGPT. So you'll see now it is thinking deeper, and you will get the specific answer as per your need and approach, by the execution approach, types of testing, and then by the objective, by scope, automation testing in detail accordingly, and then common automation tools and framework. It has specified real world example, e-commerce app checkout flow, professional takeaway. So now the answer is completely different as compared to the general answer that I got when I asked what is software testing, because the prompt was general, prompt was generic, so you'll get generic answer. If you want the clothes to be stitched your way with your size, you have to make sure that you ask the tailor the right set of questions so that the clothes are stitched in your required size and whatever design you are looking for. Similar applies to the generative AI as well. Okay, so this is how you are going to do the ask before answer prompting. Now, what will be some of the use cases in this case? So for example, the first one I have already taken, that within the learning journey, you can ask the specific question. You can ask very clear, crisp question and follow this particular approach. If you are doing some test automation work, asking the coding help, you, rather than asking the vague question, make sure you let the large language model think by following ask before answering prompt. Then if you're doing any sort of document generation, whether say for example in the requirement phase or in the analysis and design phase, you are trying to get detailed information around the test case design or test plan, you can also follow this prompt. Now the next important thing is that even though you are following this prompt, all other prompt techniques and advices that I have provided in the previous videos, make sure you include those as well. For example, your role, the context, you can, on top of this, you can include all of those best practices so you get even better answers. Okay, so make sure that you have the persona, the role, the format, few examples if you can provide how you are expecting the answer, whether you want the answer in the bullet points or the paragraph with a couple of bullet points. You specify, the more details you will specify in your prompt, the better answers you will get. And when you combine ask before answering prompt with all of the best practice techniques that I have taught before, you will get the best possible answers from the AI, from the large language model. So that's all for this video. In the next video, I'll come up with another great prompting technique in generative AI that will be really helpful for you. It doesn't matter which generative AI model you are using. Everywhere you can apply these techniques to get better answers to your prompt. Thank you. See you in the next one.